Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod Science classes. Today in this lecture we are going to see third part of state legislature. So this topic is very important regarding prelims point of view. So in this lecture we are going to discuss legislative procedure in state legislature. So we are going to discuss two important bills. First one is ordinary bill and second one is money bill. So I think you may have doubt what about this constitutional amendment bill. So this constitutional amendment bill which comes under legislature of parliament but not state. So we are not going to discuss about this constitutional amendment bill in this state legislature. We already had about this topic discussion in our parliament, right? So in this legislature procedure of state legislature we are going to discuss about ordinary bill and as well as money bill. So you have to remember many steps which are very important for prelims point of view, because when we are comparing with legislature procedure in parliament with this legislative procedure in state legislature, that is very different. So because of this topic cannot be equally comparable with legislative procedure in parliament. So you need to focus very seriously regarding this ordinary bill and as well as money bill when you are talking about the state legislature. So if you are talking about ordinary bills, in parliament, Lok Sabha and as well as Rajya Sabha, they have equal powers. But ordinary bills in state legislature, here Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, they have unequal powers. So you have to keep this in your mind before reading this ordinary bill. So we are going to discuss how it is different from Lok Sabha and as well as how it is different from Vidhan Sabha. Okay, so if you are talking about money bill, so we can equate here Lok Sabha with Vidhan Sabha, okay, regarding this passage of money bill. So let us start our discussion and let us see how it is different from parliament and as well as in this state legislature. So if you are talking about ordinary bills, this bill mainly first time it will originate in one house, okay. So based on originating house, we can have some difference in this legislative procedure of ordinary bill. First, let us take here this bill mainly originated in Vidhan Sabha. Okay. So whenever bill is originated in this Vidhan Sabha, it has some separate procedure. And next one is whenever bill originated in Vidhan Parishad or Legislative Council, it has some different process. So if you see an ordinary bill that can originate in either house, unlike if when we are studied about ordinary bill in parliament, we also studied that there. So this bill can be originated in either Lok Sabha or either Rajya Sabha. In the same way, in this state legislature also, this ordinary bill can be originated in either house, that may be in Vidhan Sabha and as well as Vidhan Parishad. But procedure that is present in parliament which is different when we are comparing with the state legislature, that you will come to know now. Okay. So what happened? Whenever any bill it is passed, and what happened, it will go to governor and governor will give assent. So now let us try to understand the process of passing this ordinary bill first. So if you are talking about states, some states they have bicameral legislature and some states they have unicameral legislature. So states having this bicameral legislature, they have Vidhan Sabha and as well as Vidhan Parishad. And about this unicameral states, they have only Vidhan Sabha, there will be no Vidhan Parishad, right? So in this bicameral legislature, whenever bill originated in this Vidhan Sabha and passed in this Vidhan Parishad, and it will go to finally governor, and after governor giving assent to this bill, yes, congratulations, then your bill will be converted into an act. So this is first thing. And if you have unicameral legislature in state, so bill is originated in that Vidhan Sabha and after bill is passed in that Vidhan Sabha, that bill will go to governor for assent. So after governor giving his assent, then your bill will going to become an act. So this is normal procedure of this passing of this ordinary bills. Okay. So first after bill is entering in the originating house, that is first house. So this bill can be introduced either by minister or by any member of house. So bill mainly passes through three stages, that is first reading, second reading, third reading, same as that happens in parliament. So after reading, after bill passed by originating house, then it will be transmitted into second house in context of bicameral legislature. Okay, so second house also will go for consideration and as well as passage of this bill. So one difference here is a bill is deemed to have been passed by state legislature only when both houses have agreed it, either with or without amendments. So here bill is passed only when both the houses they agreed to it, okay, either with or without amendments. If you are talking about this unicameral legislature, bill is passed by Legislative Assembly or Vidhan Sabha and it will be sent directly to governor for assent. So this is common legislative procedure regarding this ordinary bill. So now let us see some twist here. So bill in second house. So in second house also bill passes through 3 stages, that is first reading, second reading and as well as third reading. So when a bill is passed by Legislative Assembly and it will be transmitted into second house, that is Legislative Council. So here Legislative Council have 4 options before it. So let us try to understand with the diagram here. Okay. So Vidhan Sabha passed bill and bill came to second house, that is Vidhan Parishad or Legislative Council, right? So in second house bill came. So before this second house it have mainly 4 options. First one is it can pass bill. So if it is passing bill, it is good. So bill will go to governor for assent. And second option here is, so Vidhan Parishad can return bill to Vidhan Sabha mainly to consider some amendments. So it may pass bill with amendments and return it to assembly for reconsideration. So this is second option. And third one is it can reject bill altogether. And next one is it will not take action for 3 months. Okay. So here whenever it is passing with or without amendments, it is good. Okay. Whenever it is withholding this bill for 3 months. And next one is whenever it is rejecting this bill. So scene will be something other. Okay. So whenever bill is not passed, whenever bill is rejected by this Vidhan Parishad and bill is withholded for more than 3 months or within 3 months, then bill will be gone to Vidhan Sabha. Okay, right? So in this Vidhan Sabha, whenever it is again passing this bill, okay, again for second time after passing this bill by Vidhan Sabha, so again bill come to Vidhan Parishad here. So it have time of 1 month. So if at all within 1 month Vidhan Parishad which is not acting to that bill, then Vidhan Sabha mainly says that this bill deemed to be passed here. So if you are comparing with Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha regarding this ordinary bill, so they both houses they have equal power. So whenever second house, that is Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, which is not agreeing for amendments or whenever there is deadlock happen, so in that condition according to Article 108 there is one joint session is present. But in this case here in state legislature there is no chance for joint meeting or joint session. Okay, so this is important thing that you should remember here. So now we have 4 options before this Vidhan Parishad, and if council mainly passes bill without amendments or assembly accepts its amendment which is suggested by council, then bill is deemed to have been passed by both houses. And if you see on other hand bill is rejecting or withholding bill by this council, then again bill will be passed by Vidhan Sabha in that same session or other session. Then whenever bill is coming back to Vidhan Parishad again, then it have only time of 1 month, and in this 1 month it should either pass the bill or it is not accepting those amendments, then also bill is deemed to have passed by both houses. So if you are comparing with Parliament legislature procedure of this ordinary bill, so we have joint session according to Article 108 of Indian Constitution. But in state legislature, there is no provision of this joint meeting, okay, joint session, right? And this is first important thing. And whenever second time also bill rejected, then what happened? There is joint session that is present in Parliament. So whenever there is any withdraw, that means any withholding of bill is happening, any deadlock has happening, so there is joint session. But in state legislature there is no joint session is present. Okay, so In this way, we can say Rajya Sabha and this Vidhan Parishad do not have equal powers here regarding this ordinary bill. So what can this Vidhan Parishad or the Legislative Council that can do? That can delay this passing of bill, okay, that is for 4 months, not more than that. So first 3 months in the first passed bill, and second time whenever bill is again sent to this legislative council, then it have only 1 month. So maximum it can delay bill for 4 months, not more than that. So this is role played by legislative council in state legislature. Okay, so in this way we can say ultimate power of passing on ordinary bill that is mainly vested with assembly. So council that can delay bill for a period of 4 months but cannot that. Okay, and constitution does not provide for mechanism of even joint sitting of both houses to resolve disagreements between these two houses over this bill. Okay, so this is about ordinary bill. And if you're talking about whenever this bill originated in legislative council, so what is the scene here? So whenever legislative council originated bill and this bill passed by legislative council and bill is sent to legislative assembly or Vidhan Sabha. So whenever legislative assembly or Vidhan Sabha is not passing this bill or rejecting this bill, and this bill will be dead. Okay. So in this way, there is no equal power with Rajya Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. So because of this, we call it as secondary house rather than second house. So if you are talking about Rajya Sabha, according to Article 79, we cannot touch Rajya Sabha. But if you are talking about this legislative council here, so if at all states want to have this legislative council, they can have. If they do not want, they can reject. Okay, they can abolish. So in this way, this legislative council will be secondary house rather than second house. Okay, and now let us talk about assent of governor. So every bill after it passed by assembly or by both houses in case of bicameral legislature, so they will present this bill for governor to assent. Okay, so for his governor assent, bill is presented before governor. So in this context, governor has 4 alternatives before him. First one is he can give assent. So whenever governor is giving assent to that bill, then congratulations, your bill become an act. And next one is he can withhold his assent. And next one is he can also return bill back to house for some consideration or reconsideration of this bill. And next one is he can also reserve some bills for consideration of a president. Okay. So if you're talking about this first option, whenever governor gives his assent to the bill, then that bill will becomes an act and that act will be placed in statute book. And next one is if governor withhold his bill, then bill ends and it does not becomes an act. So if governor returns bill for reconsideration, then if that bill is again passed by house with or without recommendations, then this governor, he should give his assent. And next one is he can also reconsider, or he can also give his he can also withhold his assent, right? So whenever he is withholding his assent, bill becomes end, and whenever he is giving assent, then bill becomes an act, and that act will be placed in statute book. So these are 2 things. And first one is governor can also return bill for reconsideration. So whenever after sending this bill for reconsideration to house, so if at all house is passing again, then again bill is coming to governor for assent, then he should give his assent. He must give his assent. So if you are talking about assent of president, so whenever bills which are reserved by governor for consideration of president, so president have again choices here. President either give his assent to this bill, or he can withhold his assent, or even return bill for reconsideration of house. So if you are talking about this reconsideration or returning of bill, so this will be some important part that you should know. So if you understand this returning of bill and what is the procedure after returning of bill for reconsideration to house, then you can understand in this legislature procedure of state also there is quasi-federal nature with unitarity that is observing here. So if you are talking whenever bill is returned by president for reconsideration of house, here first one is So whenever bill is come to governor for giving assent, so bill will be reserved by governor for president, right? So whenever president he is returning bill, so president will return to governor and governor will return to house. So after bill going to houses, then within 6 months this bill to be reconsidered or anything done by houses, and this bill will be passed by houses again. So after passing in houses again directly from house, that passed bill will go to president, not to governor. So in this way we can see we have quasi-federal nature with unitary tilt here. So we are bypassing governor here, and directly after bill passed in house it will goes directly to the president for assent. Okay, so in this context it is for second time whenever bill is coming to president for assent, it is not present in our constitution that president can compulsorily give this assent or not. He may give his assent and also he may not give assent here. So in this way we can see quasi-federal nature with unitary tilt. And now let us talk about money bills. Constitution lays down some special procedure for passing of this money bills in state legislature. So if you are talking about procedure, money bill can be introduced only in legislative assembly but not in legislative council. So if you are talking about parliament, in parliament also money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha but not in Rajya Sabha, right? So here in state legislature also money bill can be introduced only in legislative assembly but not in legislative council. So this bill can be introduced in legislative assembly only, and that too on recommendation of governor. So again this is same as that of Lok Sabha. And if you see, such bill is considered to be government bill, and this money bill can be introduced only by minister but not other private members. So this is same as like our money bill procedure, our money bill in our parliament. So as our money bill is passed by legislative assembly, it is transmitted mainly to legislative council for its consideration. And regarding this legislative council, it has some restricted powers regarding this money bill as same as in Rajya Sabha. So some important restrictive powers of this legislative council include: it cannot reject or amend money bill, it can only make recommendations, and it must return bill to legislative assembly within 14 days. So within 14 days, if at all bill is not returned by legislative council to assembly, then bill is deemed to be passed by both houses here. So here legislative assembly, it can either accept or even reject all or any recommendations of this legislative council regarding this money bill. And if legislative assembly mainly accepts any recommendations, then bill is deemed to have been passed by both houses in modified form here. So here legislative assembly does not accept any recommendations, then also bill is deemed to be passed by both houses here without any change. And next one is, if legislative council does not return bill to legislative assembly within 14 days, then also bill is deemed to have been passed by both houses, and that expiry of said period in the form of originally passed by legislative assembly. So in this way, we have some restrictive powers in this legislative council regarding this money bill. So in this way, we can say almost legislative council that can delay money bill for 14 days. Okay, so this is important thing here. Finally, whenever this money bill presented to governor, he may either give his assent, he can also withhold his assent, or he can reserve the bill for presidential assent. But he cannot return bill for reconsideration of the state legislature, because on recommendation of governor, bill will be introduced in house, right? So because of this, he cannot return bill for reconsideration of state legislature. Normally in this money bills, governor gives his assent to money bill as it is introduced in state legislature with his prior permission. So whenever money bill which is reserved for consideration of president also has some choices. He can give assent to bill or he can withhold his assent, and also he cannot return bill for reconsideration. So these are some important points that you should remember regarding this money bill. So by this we are concluding today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. Thank you so much.